Hey everybody, welcome to Rectum. I'm Sean, and I'm thanking you right now for joining us. This in my hand is the Etymotic ER3 XR for extended response. There's the ER3 SE, which is for studio edition, which gives a more studio engineer sound. That doesn't add much color to it. The extended response adds a little bit of bass. I bought these and I thought I should review them and tell you about them. So set the box down and I'm going to show you the actual headphones. Here they are. These are the Etymotic ER3 XR. It gets confusing for me, ER3 XR, ER3XR, whatever. It's the ER3 XR. These are headphones, they're called headphones, they're kind of in-ear monitors, and they do a lot of noise isolation. These will block out the claim from Etymotic 35 to 42 decibels. These are suitable for the firing range for pistols to block out enough sound. I actually use them. I put them in and I plug this end into my MP3 player and I listen to tunes at a low level and I shoot. I can hear my tunes and I can hear this little faint popping. It blocks out that much. I wanted to talk to you about these. They're interesting. The way they fit and the way they sound. Very, very interesting. We're going to go and we're going to put these on the bench and give you a close-up, let you see them. I'm going to tell you what I think about them at the end. But before I do that, I'm going to talk a little bit about Etymotic research. These guys claim to have come up with these in-ear headphones. They started the ball rolling. These have balanced armature in each ear, and they make for a really, really good sound. So let's get this on the bench, get a close-up. I'm going to warn you before we go on the bench that I have been wearing these for the past month or so, and I cleaned them off a little bit. I want to give you a real review, a real-world review of how I think about them and my experience with them after I've actually used them. So they're a little bit earwaxy. They're not bad. I cleaned them off pretty good. You might not be able to tell the difference between these and new, but just be forewarned, I've been using these for a while. So let's go to the bench, look at these up close, talk about some stats, and we'll turn around the camera and I'll give you my final thoughts. Stick around. All right, thank you all very much for sticking around. Here is the close-up of the Etymotic ER3 XR extended response. That's what the XR means. Headphones or earphones, the in-ear headphones, in-ear monitors, noise isolating, high accuracy. So let's get a close-up, see what they look like, what they're all about. And again, little filthy from being in my ears. That's just the price you pay. Here is the little nozzle. In here you have the single balanced armature. Each one of them, of course, gets its own one balanced armature. Let's take a look at some of the stats. These are high performance balanced armatures. They are from 20 hertz to 16,000 hertz or 16 kilohertz. They will isolate 35 to 42 decibels of noise. Impedance is 22 ohms, and it's got a detachable 4-foot cable. So if this cable ever breaks, you can order a new cable. I've seen the cables on Amazon. They're just fine. Etymotic says that they have invented 30 years ago the in-ear monitors. And they've been at it for a while, and they do a great job. You're going to hear my final thoughts on these. There's not a ton to tell you about these other than it's an aluminum housing. You get a little Etymotic research case. Let's pull off one of these. These will not pop off in your ears. They take quite a bit to get off. Inside of here is a little blue filter. If you see that really well. That is to block earwax from entering the balanced armature that lives in there. And in your case, you will get a little tool to remove the filter and other filters. Right here is the little bag that comes in the case with ear gels or silicone earpieces, too small. And here's the ones that I like, the bigger ones. And two of the ones you kind of roll up. And you make these little itty bitty things and you put them in your ear and they expand in the canal and they really, really isolate sound really well. They're just a little bit more trouble to get in. So if you're going to have an extended listening, these are fine. For listening to a couple of songs and moving on, getting these in your ears may take up just as much time as listening to a song. But here's that little tool and little filters, a couple extra filters, and a little filter removal tool. The filters are actually far enough away. I haven't experienced any wax or anything getting inside of here, so I don't know if I'll ever need to replace it. But it's here. If you need to replace it, it's here, and you can order more filters. And if you lose your tool, you can order more tools, and of course you can order more ear tips or flanges or whatever they want to call them. I haven't seen what they call them. And you have a little shirt clip that clips onto the splitter and then onto your shirt. I recommend you use this. I don't, because when I'm using these, I'm usually just sitting, listening to the music. I have not a big problem with being claustrophobic, but I got people around the house that they like to come up on me and, hey! So I wind up jumping, and I'm not a big fan of the jumping. And these do block out so much sound. You don't hear people coming up, scaring you. But there it is, there. It's put back together. Looks just fine. Ready for listening, and I am ready to turn this around and talk to you about my final thoughts and how I like the Etymotic ER3 XR extended response in-ear monitors, headphones, whatever you want to call them. And they're, of course, they're labeled right and left. There's a little right and a little left. We'll see you in just a minute. Thanks for watching the close-up. I hope you enjoyed that, and we will see you in just a second. Thank you for sticking around, and in the meantime, if you want to go ahead and click like and subscribe, that's a great time to do it. I'll see you back real soon. Sorry, I was right by the case. I brought it out a second ago, and before I turn the camera around and give my final thoughts, here is the case. It's a soft zippered case, and it has a little Velcro pouch in here for you to put your earbuds, and of course the side for you to put the earphones, or the tips, little Velcro closure for the tips, and maybe your filter remover and filters, and the other side for the earphones themselves. So that's it. That is the case. It's labeled with the Etymotic research sign. So we will see you back in just a moment. Thanks for sticking around. Sorry I neglected this, but there you go. Well, all right. There was the bench. You've stuck around for my final thoughts on the Etymotic ER3 XRs. I like them. I like them a lot. I didn't like them at first, and there's a couple of reasons. And I almost thought about returning them on my first couple of days of using them. One of the things is how far, let's put one in, how far they go in. You take it and you give it a good push, and it seats. I'm going to grab my monitor, see how I look. And it seats right in here. Gets right deep into the ear. And it blocks out the sound. I can barely hear anything coming out of my right ear right now. It blocks out that much sound. Now, the sound that it puts in is clear. I can't say anything other than it's clear. Each instrument has its own space. When you have these in, rather than, you'll understand, you get these, you'll understand what I'm talking about, the cluttered sound. You put in another earphone, and you'll hear a kind of a mush, like everything is kind of pushed together. With these, everything is really separate. The vocals come from here or whatever. The guitar has got its own place. You can almost close your eyes and see a band playing in front of you or around you or sitting in the middle of an orchestra, with everything separated the way the engineers separated it when they recorded the stuff. So when you hear a drum starting here and go, and you can hear it cross what seems like right through the middle of your head or right around the back of your head. It's odd. I can't say anything other than it's just odd. At first, I'm like, wow. And everything is so sharp. You can, and that's what these are designed for. They're designed to be sharp. They're designed to be kind of a reference to what is recorded in the studio, not colored. These, the XRs, a little bit more coloring to them because it's the extended bass, extended response. The SE's a little bit more studio quality, just what the studio recorded. And the bass isn't booming. It's not thumping. It's not killing you if you're not a bass head it's there. There's a presence to it. You can hear the felt of the mallet hitting the bass drum. It's really, really tight and really, really accurate. If you've played the drums and you've been around just a drummer, you'll hear how each tom, each snare, each cymbal sounds. With these, you don't get that sibilance, that shh, psh of the cymbals. You get a crisp psh, like that. You get that very crisp, snappy sound, just like you're in a room with a drummer. And the guitars, they're bright and they're clear. And if you want to muddy it up and you want to put it together and take all that open space and all those instruments and move it, you can set that up in your equalizer. Your MP3 player, your phone, whatever you're listening to, should have an equalizer in it where you can select rock, jazz, hip hop, dance, country, vocals. You get all those presets. My FiO has user programmable, so you get all that stuff. And you can change and you can alter the sound the way you like it. But these, in their natural state, produce the sound as it was recorded. And it's so clear. I was like, I don't like these. I don't like the way they fit and they block out everything. If you're a claustrophobic person, I'm gonna say maybe get these and relax in your recliner, sit down and enjoy them. If you're not a claustrophobic person, you could put these in and do yard work and stuff and block out your lawnmower and block out your trimmers and all that. If you're not worried about people scaring you or coming up on you, because you won't hear them. You won't hear anything. 42 decibels blocks out people walking, blocks out a lot of what people are saying to you. The Rolly earplugs that are suitable for firing ranges and guns block out like 32 or 35 decibels. These block out up to 42 decibels. They make it pretty quiet. They make it, it's actually remarkable how they do this. And Etymotic, they do a lot for hearing protection. If you go to their website, there's tons of products. And I'm going to link below to these and other products for hearing protection that Etymotic does and they focus on. And they make really, really good stuff for hearing. And I think that's about all they do, is hearing and sound. And they do it well. Again, I didn't want to like these. I didn't like the pushing something all the way into my ear, so the speaker's like right up next to your eardrum. In other words, and another thing is you don't have to crank up the volume on your thing. And it's passive noise isolation, so there's no battery drainage. And you put them right in there and you're like, oh, that's not very comfortable. You get the right flange, it'll be comfortable, and just give it a little listening. It took days, hours of listening, and I think they're worth every penny. They're probably worth more. I recommend I don't have it here, but it comes with the clip for your shirt. I recommend that so you don't tug it and yank it out, that it tugs here and stops at the clip. Otherwise, these aren't there. They're not the easiest to take out, but that's all it takes. You don't want these yanked out of your ears by any means, or for any reason. You don't want them yanked out. You want them in there, you seat them, and it's really weird now and you get the isolation. After taking this out, now I can hear in my right ear, and it's like, wow, I just got double the volume. The Etymotic ER3 XRs, I am recommending these. There's the ER4, it's a step up and it's a little bit more money. I'll put a link below. I like these. Get them, give them a little bit of time. Just give them some time to get used to them and think about these. What I did was I played a couple of songs and I put links down to the songs that I've played. One was What Hurts the Most from Rascal Flatts, The Camera Eye from Rush, Witch Hunt from Rush. I would put these songs in, and I did it with the Etymotics, and I did it with other earphones. And to see, do these really sound better? And yeah, they sound different. I think different would be the way to put it. I can make them sound better with the EQ. They sound super, super clear. This is in the room with the artist clear. How's that sound? So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Of course, click subscribe, click the little bell icon, and you get a notification whenever I make a new video. And I really appreciate your time. This again is the Etymotic ER3 XR in-ear monitors or headphones, of course, from Etymotic. Thank you. Bye-bye.